Deadliest raid in Rio's history, 64 killed in street battle against major gang. This report details the massive police operation in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, which resulted in at least 64 fatalities, including 4 police officers, making it the single deadliest police raid in the state's history. Please note that later reports revised the overall death toll upwards. Overview of the operation. Date: the large-scale operation, dubbed Operation Containment, was launched in the early hours of Tuesday, October 28, 2025. Location: the primary targets were the sprawling, low-income slum complexes of Complexo do Alemão and Penha, also known as Vila Cruzeiro, which are considered strongholds and headquarters for one of Brazil's most notorious criminal groups. The operation aimed to combat the territorial expansion and capture leaders of the Comando Vermelho, Red Command, one of the country's oldest and most influential drug trafficking organizations. It followed a year-long investigation. Forces mobilized approximately 2,500 security personnel, including both civil and military police, along with specialized forces like BOPE, were deployed. The operation utilized armored vehicles and helicopters. The street battle and casualties. The police advance, launched before dawn, was met with fierce resistance from the gang members, quickly escalating into intense gunfights and what locals described as a war zone. Initial death toll: the immediate official toll was 64 fatalities, including 4 police officers, 2 from the civil police and 2 from the military police. The remaining 60 were initially described by authorities as suspected criminals who resisted police action. Wider violence: suspected gang members retaliated by blocking major roads across northern and southeastern Rio, commandeering at least 70 buses and setting up burning barricades. Advanced gang tactics: in a significant escalation, the Red Command reportedly used weaponized drones to drop explosives on police teams, marking a new level of sophistication in gang warfare against state forces. Unprecedented scale: the magnitude of the casualties described by one expert as war numbers was unprecedented for a single police operation in Rio. It surpassed the death tolls of the previous deadliest raids in Jacarezinho 2021 and Vila Cruzeiro 2022. Aftermath and controversy. Arrests and seizures: authorities reported arresting over 80 suspects in the immediate aftermath and seizing a substantial arsenal, including over 90 rifles and more than half a ton of drugs. Community impact: the violence severely impacted daily life. Schools and university: 46 schools across the 2 neighborhoods were closed, and the nearby Federal University of Rio de Janeiro cancelled night classes, advising people on campus to seek shelter. Protests and further discoveries: the high death toll sparked immediate protests and accusations of excessive force and a slaughter from residents and human rights organizations. The following day, residents reported finding dozens more bodies in a nearby forested area, with later official reports raising the total death toll to over 132 individuals, a figure that includes the 4 police officers. Official stance: Rio's governor, Claudio Castro, a proponent of tough-on-crime policies, called the operation a historic day and a success despite the loss of the officers. He declared the city was facing narco-terrorism. International reaction: the sheer number of fatalities drew sharp criticism and calls for prompt and effective investigations from human rights organizations and the UN Human Rights Office, which stated they were horrified by the massive operation. This tragic event highlighted the severe and continuing challenges facing Brazilian authorities in combating powerful organized crime groups entrenched in urban favelas.